Here you go, boys. Say, you both look like you got a furphy or two to tell.
G'day everybody and welcome to Crackin Furphys, the podcast where we crack furphies over some cold ones. I'm your host Drew Agnew, and joining me along the bar are my good mates Ash, Dan and Tom. Boys, how we going? And yes, I'm gonna just cop it, so fire away.
Sorry, I was just checking. Are we actually recording now, or
we are.
Green light flashing?
Yeah, I've got my my device recording our voices, which I didn't last time, so we wasted 5 minutes. So I really do want to apologise for that. I know Ash is on a tight schedule. He's got to fly off to somewhere. I don't know.
No, I'm already
land.
here. I'm in Meekatharra. It's well, I was gonna say it is very hot, but it's actually just dropped like 20 degrees because it just started pissing down with rain. I was out there getting rained on. I was like, I'm actually cold. This is weird.
Yeah, here in South Australia, it's like nice and hot. I was sweating my tits off today.
It's been quite humid up here in Adelaide, so
It's been over 40 degrees every day I've been here so far.
Oh, disgusting.
disgusting.
And
That's a
it's
win.
probably not going to change.
You'd think I saw over 50 degrees recorded in like Marble Bar or somewhere ridiculous in the outback like that.
How has it been up there, Ash? We haven't talked since you moved back up there. Back to Perth.
How is the prison camp?
I did another quarantine. This time it was home quarantine, so I could get into WA. Thanks, Mark McGowan.
Thank you, Mark.
I got out of quarantine, all good, and then after not very long, came up to here. I'm currently doing FIFO work up in Meekatharra and the mines up here, and I'm 2-1, so every 2 weeks is basically another quarantine because you can't do anything up here.
Does FIFO stand for fist in, fist out?
Yeah, that's what they do to you when you work there.
Yeah. I mean, it's pretty good. Pretty good.
That's beautiful.
That's what they
Jealous.
say the swings are. What your swings are. It's just how hard they swing it at you.
At least it comes out though. It's not just fist in. Like, what do you do otherwise? It's just you're just stuck.
Workshops have got a lot of lube, a lot of grease.
That's the worst kind of hokey pokey is when you put the fist in and it never comes back out.
You put one fist in. You put it's stuck. Hey Dan.
Can you unpour your beer into your can and then re-pour it, please?
So Dan had a nice bacon flavored beer which he tried
From Barossa Valley Brewing, I can't believe it's not bacon. Lampooning your lips from the first swig. This porker has more mystique than flying swine. Stuffed with malt smoked by local prize-winning producer Steiny's. This finely crafted local collaboration is a truly unique, full-flavored brew of peaty bacony wonderment. A gold medal winner at the Australian International Beer Awards in 2021. This little piggy will expand your beer horizon, says the can. It's not bad. It tastes like cheese and bacon shapes. I don't mind it.
It makes me feel uncomfortable.
It's definitely expanded my beer horizons. So this is a gold medal winning beverage right here.
We were saying
It tastes
before
the
that like the idea of a bacon flavored beer sounds disgusting. I really like bacon, but Ash was saying that it was overrated. I don't know if bacon is overrated.
I think that people talk like I am vegetarian, but I do like the taste of meat. I'm not like one of those people that thinks that meat's gross. Meat's fine. I like meat. People talk about bacon like it's the best food on the planet, and I'm like, it's okay. Bacon is fine. That's as far as I would go. I wouldn't even say it's amazing. It's just all right.
Yeah. Got a nice salty flavor to it, but like,
Like I remove
did in 2010.
I remove bacon from my breakfast to have like cook like fried mushrooms and tomato. Because I like that more.
If you cry in it, it's basically the same flavour as bacon. You get the same salt content. It's fine.
Yeah, true. Just lick your cheeks.
That's confirmed knowledge.
That's why he's so mean to people. He just licks up their tears.
Trying to get off the bacon.
Also,
Just licking
I don't
kids'
know if
tears.
any of you guys saw, but I just made a meme of Drew and put it in the chat
I did. It was-
about his failure to press record at the start of the podcast.
It's been-
That's why I was laughing so hard just before.
you were pretty quick on that too. Like, just whipping up that in Photoshop before.
Finished it like 2 minutes before I sent it, and I was going to make like more of them, but I was like, nah, this is taking too much of my attention away from the podcast. I wasn't listening to anything anyone was saying.
That's all we
Ash
need.
is a meme connoisseur. Like, if he has good subject matter, he can make wonders happen.
If you can't
does
sleep
he have
tonight,
good
just
subject matter
stay up
tonight?
and make heaps of memes
Oh.
and just send them to me periodically, maybe every 2 hours. Just like I get a buzz on my phone, I'm like, fuck, it's Ash again with a meme paying me out. God,
Oh, you've just given me a brilliant idea.
go for
Except it'll be every half an hour. You won't be sleeping.
Ash is gonna make his memes NFTs.
it. Yeah. Look, I'll buy that meme off you, Ash. That's quite a funny meme. I'm going to buy the NFTs for them. How do we feel about NFTs? Anyone wild about the
NFTs?
idea? Anyone made $1 million bucks off them yet, or what?
Okay, so one of my friends, I'll get it up and I'll read it to you, recently sent me a thing of somebody explaining NFTs to someone else.
I think I know the meme that you're talking about, and it's pretty good. It's pretty good.
I gotta scroll back a bit. Hold on. You guys can keep talking for a second. Oh no, I found it. All right. So it's a Facebook thread where somebody said, it must be in like a, I don't know what it's called on Facebook, a group, not a channel. I was going to say channel. Can somebody, for the love of God, explain to me what the actual fuck NFTs are and how they work? The first comment replies, imagine you have a wife and your wife is getting drilled by everyone and you can't do shit. But you have the marriage certificate. That's the NFT.
That's a great analogy.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's pretty much what I think about NFTs. They're pointless.
Hmm.
If people enjoy them, they can buy them. I don't care, but I would never.
I have seen people getting like a lot of negative connotations to it. Like, I think people are trying to boycott people like Troy Baker because
Yeah.
he was doing something. I think I saw it posted on Twitter or Instagram or something like
I think I
that.
saw the same thing last night.
And they were ripping shreds off him for being a part of it. And it's like, well, I mean, people still got to make money. Like, it's not how I would like to do it,
I
but
think it was a specific company he invested in because they also had a program where they were trying to like develop like synthetic voice to replace voice actors. And a lot of people were kind of like saying you're investing in something that's gonna like greatly harm your industry.
nah,
mean,
man,
it's a long
because
way
it'll
out
all
back
just be
inside.
him. He's just trying to take over the whole voice acting.
He already
everything.
is all the voice acting. He doesn't need to do that.
Yeah, it's interesting
like-
because I listened to a podcast he was on, sort of explaining his side of the story, and it sounds like he just sort of wants to try and embrace new technology, so artists can actually use voices to help create games. Like, a lot of video game developers, they don't have the budget to like bring in voice actors and voice the whole scripts and stuff like that. But with like say like a technology where you can just put a speech to text or text to speech, you'll be able to actually voice things that previously you wouldn't have the budget to voice. And like even like people like me, I've used tools before where I can put text to speech and use it in different ways for our podcast. And I think he was viewing it like that. He wasn't necessarily like thinking about like the NFTs and how it negatively affects different artists and stuff. But he also made a point that just because it might hurt, say, him for like being a voice actor, there's lots of like industries that have had to move with the times, like like Spotify coming into the picture, and whether it was iTunes and that for the music industry. You just got to move with the times. So I don't know. I don't like NFTs either, obviously, but I think that was just an interesting sort of view from his perspective.
Yeah, I think valid. Everyone should be able to chime in and give their 2 cents. I don't have to like it, but they're entitled to say what they want to say.
I don't hold anything against NFTs. I don't hate them. I just could not care less about them at all.
Yeah,
They
yeah,
exist,
same.
and that's as much as I need to know.
I think-
People can
I
enjoy
think
them.
the-
I don't care. They go for it, but I do
I
not
think
care
the
about them.
technology behind it has room for growth. NFTs at the moment are ripe with art theft and are kind of lumped in with crypto with that horrific like environmental impact. The moment I just think that they are garbage. And I will right click on save all of your ugly monkey pictures and you can't do shit about it.
And then you'll edit a little bit and you'll sell it.
I wish you wouldn't call me an ugly monkey, Dan. That hurts my feelings.
Yeah, he's just going through his Facebook display pictures. I'm saving all your
Oh,
ugly monkey photos.
He's just he's got a taste for the bacon now. He wants my tears.
Need that salt. Give me that salt.
That's all that beer's made of, is just tears of young men's dreams.
It's
That's
like
why it won the gold medal.
it's a self-fueling beer. Like, it's salty when you drink it, so you want to drink something, so you drink more of the beer. It's a vicious cycle.
Dear.
This beer is making me thirsty.
So how's work been for
anyway.
you, Dan? What have you been up to since you've been back since New Year's?
Working from home until the end of January at the moment. The office is closed until the close of business on the 29th. But the way things are going up here, I expect it will be longer. Working from home has its pros and cons. I appreciate being able to wake up at 8:55 and still make it to work on time. I also get especially in this first week back where I've not had a whole lot to do. I get distracted a lot easier at home. But and there are things I could sense, like there'll be something that would just take like a minute or less in the office, like, hey, can you have a look at this? That are taking an hour just because you send an email off and you don't know when you're going to get a reply. Unless it's like time urgent, like you could end up just sitting around. But it's all right.
Is one of the other pros that you can check on your nuclear fission?
That would be great.
Oh yeah. I haven't had any meltdowns in the last week and a half while I've been WFH, so
That's good.
that's good. No giant holes in the backyard.
Wonderful stuff. Wonderful stuff. What about you, Tom?
I mean, my first week back at work was pretty easy going. Like, we just got straight back into it. Not a great deal happening, and we did bit more fire training, which is good. But that's
Training
pretty
to
much it,
start
man.
fires, or-
Yeah, both. We set them and then put them out. No, we don't do that. But
I usually just set them and don't put them out.
yeah, just set them and run.
I set them and sit in there and say, this is fine.
I set them and then I toast my marshmallows and then I leave.
Yeah, you just said it like, oh no, I'll put it out. It's like, wait a minute, how do you put out a fire? You're looking at all these different
I put
liquids.
kerosene on it, right?
Yeah, you're looking at the
put
different liquids. Is it the water? Is it the oil? Is it the gasoline? Or
And then Tom walks in with his fire training. And he's like, nah, boys, I got this. It's definitely the gasoline.
You put the wet stuff on the hot stuff. They didn't say what wet stuff.
whatever you've got left.
I'm sure they would have, actually.
Well, maybe.
So,
yeah.
Drew,
Yes,
are
Dan.
you ready to be a father yet?
Yeah, I think so. Sort of any time now, waiting for it to burst into action. Get down to the hospital. It's got kind of a.
First into action.
That's right. We've got to test 2 times a week, or COVID test 2 times a week to make sure they let us in the hospital when it all happens. So
What happens if you can't?
yeah, that's an interesting question. I don't know. We get to the hospital like, have you done your 2 tests a week? It's like, no. It's like, well, enjoy. There's a nice space on the lawn in front of the hospital. Enjoy yourself.
All right, Chantel,
you
I know
ever-
you're screaming murder, but here, have something up your nose.
Okay, so you haven't done your tests. I can recommend you a great YouTube tutorial for home birth.
Okay, excellent.
You will have to go and buy a blow-up pool.
Yeah, no, I don't mind.
Just make sure you've got proper fencing around, because when the baby comes in, like, you need to make sure that you're properly ready for that. You know, you can't have children wandering around your yards without a fence up around your pool.
Some reason when you said fencing, I thought of like Olympic fencing, like the sword fighting. I was
Wow.
like,
Make
what?
sure when the baby comes, he has a full
You
sword
re-
in his hand right away.
Oh, you gotta
Yeah.
go. Like, he will take your eyes out.
Man, you got to be prepared. I've heard human babies are vicious.
Yeah. Do you have any advice, Tom, for I don't know, when it all goes down, when we run off to the
Parent-
hospital?
Parenthood. I mean, when Felix, my first child, was born, I tried to be very supportive and be like, it's great, I'll hold your hand. It's not how it looks on the movies. They either want you to shut up and be as far away from them as they can be, or as you can be, or they want you right there. You just, I don't know. Chantel is obviously, she'll tell you what she needs, and you listen. And the moment that she doesn't want you there, then you run away.
All right.
And you come and do this.
Exactly.
I'll podcast about it. Hey guys.
just set up in the delivery room. You'll be right.
Yeah. I will.
Hey, Drew, can we just quieten that background noise? I'm getting a lot of screaming coming through my microphone.
That would be one hell of a live stream, I tell you what.
Best unboxing ever.
I'll get the camera out for that. Just like, yeah.
Oh, that's the word box there has too many meanings for me.
Yep.
3.
Let's move on from that.
All right, guys.
But yeah.
I'm right in.
Yeah, let's get some stories.
Yep, let's crack some Furphys, boys. Who wants to go first?
I think I volunteered.
Yep, go for it, Dan. You bastard.
All right. This was a special story just for Drew to go first.
Okay.
For me to give to him. Man caught eating himself asks neighbors to pass his meatballs. Which is
Was he German and
That
did
is-
he get salmonella?
that is
We'll
the
find
plot
out.
of a recent Treehouse of Horror, and an honest to goodness actual quote from The Simpsons.
Yeah, that was the greatest. That is the best line we've ever heard from Simpsons. One of the new seasons, I think, like, was it 29, season 29, Dan?
27 maybe. Oh, we're just watching, relaxing at Drew's place, watching one of the new seasons, and we honestly started feeling ill when Homer starts eating himself.
Yeah, so the episode's about him eating himself. He accidentally cuts off his finger, goes on the barbecue, he eats it, but he finds out he actually likes eating himself. So he goes over to Ned Flanders' place and he's disgusted by his steaks that Ned's cooking. So he goes, "Oh, can you please pass the meatballs?" It's like, what the hell?
Yep. Chantel was in the room, and I think she started feeling a bit queasy.
Yeah,
Oh,
she was thinking about the eyeballs.
that is hot, Ash.
I don't know why I did that.
Story number 1.
So that was the Furphy, Dan.
Real this time.
I'm going to lock in my balls.
Harrod appears as commentator for a Uruguayan football match.
Was his name
Story
Rio?
number 2. It's not, but it should be. Story number 2. Tiny dwarf cow draws huge crowds in Bangladesh despite coronavirus lockdown. And story number 3. 5-year-old basset hound elected mayor of Colorado town. First impressions?
I hope
I'm
the dog
aggressively
becomes
locking 2 without any further information.
So I'm pretty sure there is actually another town in the it might be in Canada where there is a dog that is the mayor. So that one does seem plausible to me because it's happened before.
How
But I
would the
think
dog
that
run
one's
a
a golden
town?
retriever from memory. It doesn't.
It runs around the town.
So we really need
They're
to
the most competent public officials that any town has got.
really need to reinvest into the roads. They're just they're so rough.
Right, that's it. I'm closing the podcast. That's it. See you guys.
How do I stop somebody else's recording session?
Wait,
What?
you missed
Why
the first
is it
5
recording
minutes. You
now?
recorded that.
Oh my god. Okay,
Alright,
can we get some details, please? Damn.
Parrot. Viewers of the Cerro Largo vs Montevideo City Talk clash in Uruguay's Primera Division would have noticed a new voice calling the action in recent times. That of the macaw Il Lago. Il Lago, the blue and yellow macaw, was brought in to do special comments for the huge match to bring up more awareness for pet adoption in Uruguay. He was joined in the booth by longtime caller Daniel Ordonez. Il Lago was trying to say key phrases like "Que Salvador," what a save, "Golazo," goal, and "Buen pase," nice pass towards the microphone. For each phrase the parrot squawked, he was rewarded with food from his handler. Ordonez said that Ilago was certainly among the more unique commentators he's had to work with. For all the bird's flaws, he was certainly among the more entertaining colleagues I've had. Among the more professional as well, he quipped. The stunt was deemed a success by many animal shelters around Uruguay. Shelters such as the Responsible Rescue Uruguay reported an increase of donations from many bemused football fans. While Il Lago's first stint behind the microphone went well, the macaw will not be returning to the booth anytime soon. He is retired to spend time cracking open seeds and resting on his owner's shoulder while watching his beloved Cerro Largo. Story number 2. Thousands of people are defying a nationwide coronavirus lockdown in Bangladesh to see Rani, a 51 centimeter tall cow whose owners claim it is the world's smallest. The 23-month-old dwarf cow has become a media star, with scores of newspapers and television stations throwing the spotlight on the tiny bovine at a farm near Dhaka. Pictures of Rani on social media platforms have set off a tourist frenzy. Despite a nationwide transport shutdown because of record coronavirus infections and deaths, people are flocking in rickshaws to the farm in Charagram, 30 kilometers southwest of Dhaka. I have never seen anything like this in my life, never, said Arena Begum, 30, who came from a neighbouring town.
Begum.
Rani is 66 centimeters long and weighs only 26 kilograms, but the owners say it is 10 centimeters shorter than the smallest cow in the Guinness Book of World Records. More than 15,000 people have come to see Rani in the past 3 days alone, said Mr. A. Hassan Halada, manager of the Shikor Agro Farm. Rani is a Bhuti or Bhutanese cow, which is prized for its meat in Bangladesh. The other Bhutis on the farm are twice Rani's size. We did not expect such huge interest. We did not think people would leave their homes because of the worsening virus, but they have come here in droves.
See a fucking cow.
And story number 3. It only took newly elected Mayor Kyle Schlachter a few days to realise he wasn't the only top dog in politics in Littleton. A few days into his term as mayor, the first time the voters had directed a lair in Littleton, Schlachter learned that he wouldn't be the only one in the city with a title. We weren't electing a human, said Catherine Roxborough of Historic Littleton Incorporated. The candidates were of the canine sort. Littleton was set to elect its first honorary dog mayor. It was a contest to bring attention to historic preservation within the city. We wanted to heighten awareness, Roxborough said. Each dog candidate posed for photos in front of historic sites in Littleton. Voters responded, casting more than 6,000 votes. In the end, the winner was Murdoch, a 5-year-old basset hound. He's a lover of people, owner Beverly Pillow said, and he loves to give big slobbery kisses.
Oh, don't we all?
The 6,000 vote total was nearly half as many votes as the actual mayor election. And then Schlachter sat down with Denver 7 to discuss his canine counterpart, including if he was ever worried about the other mayor. I feel confident about my rival, he said. Thankfully, this new dog only has a 2-year term. I have a 4-year term. Meanwhile, Mayor Murdoch is out in the community every day, shaking hands with every constituent that stops him. That's the only trick he knows, owner Beverly said with a smile.
Wonderful. All right. Boys, what do we reckon the Furphy is?
I'm going with Chief Bigham and number 2.
Yeah, I was going to go with number 2 as well. Not for any particular reason, but I don't know. It's more of a stab. And I'm not going to change it just because Tom picked it. I am a sheep.
I'm a wolf. I'm going number 3 because why not?
Ooh.
That's
Are you
always
a
my
wolf in
reasoning.
sheep's clothing, though.
Yeah. Well, I might be.
Or should you perhaps have been the parrot?
Oh no.
Because number 1 was the Furphy.
Oh.
Hey. Nicely done.
When you said parrot, I thought you just meant repeat. I'm like, oh.
I was like, damn, that's way too close to Iago from like Aladdin. But I was like,
That's where I pulled the name from.
I don't even remember what the name was.
Alago.
Il Lago.
Oh, you got
I
us then.
didn't pick up on that. You picked up on it and you still didn't pick it, Tom.
That's because I'm an idiot.
But yeah, so the article actually has a photo of Rani the cow. He looks quite short for a cow. Let me just
the article.
You read like a 3-minute article about it being so bloody small, and you're like, oh, fuck, it is small.
Guys, this cow's really fucking small.
That's like 2 bloody school rulers, mate.
Oh, he sent us a picture.
Wow, that is small, yeah.
a very small cow.
It's
That's
like
a
a
very small
Perhaps the
cow.
world's smallest.
It kind of looks like it fucking what's the dinosaur that has the thing on its back there?
Stegosaurus.
Yeah, that one.
It does, doesn't it?
Well, I say
basically
it looks
this-
like a stegosaurus. It looks like what I've been led to believe a stegosaurus looks like. Nobody really knows.
It looks pretty stocky too.
Dinosaurs weren't even real, Ash.
Invented by the CIA to discourage time travel.
Exactly. So basically, this cow is the little Sebastian of Bangladesh.
There you go.
What is little Sebastian?
From Parks and Rec, the tiny horse.
I haven't seen it.
Interesting.
Oh, I've seen the first season.
You've
It
seen
was
the
just-
worst season.
It was too cringe.
Yeah,
It is very cringe.
Basically, people new to Parks and Rec are told to skip the first season because it is basically not the same show.
Oh.
They completely retooled it after season 1 because everyone was like, "This is not good."
Yeah, okay. I've only watched the
Didn't
first one.
hate it, but it was. Yeah, me too. I didn't hate it, but it was just so cringe. It was hard to
Give
watch.
it a
I
second
can't watch
shot
cringe
from-
stuff.
Yeah, give it a second shot from towards the end of the second season when Adam Scott and Rob Lowe show up.
Maybe I'll do that.
Just in
Maybe
spite of
I
you,
will
Dan.
do
We will watch it just to spite you.
Yeah.
I'm gonna start it again,
Yeah.
but just because you said that, I'm gonna start it from the start of season 1 again.
Yeah,
And then
be
I'm
like
going to
the
hate
Suits.
it. Stop.
But Dan's an idiot. This show sucks.
They said it would get good, but it doesn't.
Oh golly! All right, who wants to go second?
I'm happy to jump in.
All right, Tom.
Why not?
Yeah, go for it, mate. Let's
All right.
let's see if you can crack some, my friend.
I reckon you guys are going to guess this one in record time, but let's just have a cheeky shot.
All right, I don't
And
mind.
then they'll break
I
that
pick number
record with
B.
mine.
All right, mine are somewhat all vehicle themed this week because you know I love a good theme. Story 1. Police officers fired for ignoring LA robbery in progress to play Pokemon Go. Story number 2. COVID positive woman self-isolates in plain loo for 5 hours to protect other passengers and posts her ordeal on TikTok. And story number 3. Woman traveling on bus spots missing dog, earns $15,000 reward.
Congratulations. That's good.
I'm going to let you two jump in first.
Yeah, no, Dan, I'm pretty sure the one that I know is true is the same one that you know is true because I saw you smiling at it.
Which ones are true?
I saw the
Oh.
faces. Ooh, spicy. All right. 2 officers from the LAPD were fired for ignoring a robbery in progress to play Pokemon Go. According to recently released court documents, the men, Louis Lozano and Eric Mitchell, lost their appeal against multiple counts of misconduct, which had in part been based on a recording of them in the car. The digital in-car video system recording captured them willfully abdicating their duty to assist their commanding officer's response to a robbery in progress and playing Pokemon mobile phone game while on duty. According to the court documents published on Friday, the incident occurred on a busy Saturday in April 2017 when a call came in about a robbery with multiple suspects in progress at a Macy's department store. So they just blew it off. They're like, there's a Snorlax just come up. Like, I mean,
Sounds like me as a cop. Just be like, fuck it. I've got to get all these candies and level up my Charmander. Otherwise, God forbid, I can't take down this gym.
I got to get to level 40 somehow, guys.
Yeah, that's why I'm not a cop anymore. Interesting that this is coming out from 2017.
Snorlax pops up.
I think everything's kind of finally just, the dust has settled, so to speak.
Yeah, they probably only just actually lost their last appeal.
Yeah.
Takes a long time just to be like, all right, you guys fucked up. You're playing mobile games while at work. Takes a long time to get that through.
The court system is a joke. It takes
5
so
years.
long to do anything.
All right. The second story. A woman who tested positive for COVID during a transatlantic flight self-isolated for 5 hours when in the plane's toilet to protect other passengers. Michigan school teacher Marisha Fateo, I'm going to butcher that,
Marisha Fatisha.
was traveling from Chicago to Reykjavik, Iceland on the 20th of December when her throat began to hurt. She took a rapid COVID test she was carrying with her, and within what felt like 2 seconds, there were 2 lines. Miss Fateo decided to protect the other 150 passengers and crew on the Iceland Air flight. She would lock herself away in the toilets for the remainder of the journey. And she captured her experience of confinement in a tiny loo in a TikTok video that has been viewed more than 3 million times.
I mean, she's probably got more legroom in the loo than she would in an actual seat, so arguably more comfortable.
Just doing it for comfort.
Yeah, there's red flags here for this story just because, God, no one has common sense. You never read anything about common sense on the internet. Surely this can't be real.
All right, and third and final story. Whilst on her daily commute to work, Anne Beckford noticed a familiar-looking sight out of the window whilst travelling on the M9 towards Bellevue Hospital. At first, I didn't realise where I'd seen the French Bulldog before, but shortly after I had arrived at my stop, it hit me. Miss Beckford had seen the missing poster in the main station cafe where she frequented for her morning coffee. I was happy I was able to reunite Kenny with his family, but I was most shocked when I was told about the reward that was offered for his safe return. Kenny the French Bulldog was named after a New York Giants player and is happily back with his family.
Beautiful. It's a nice, happy story.
And she, I'm not sure I would be rocking up to work after returning a dog worth $15,000 back to their owners, but there you go.
Well, what are you going to do? You're going to sell the dog? Like, you feel like a shithead for doing that. Maybe you just find like a bar of gold. Like, I tell you what, I could sell this pretty easily, but like a fucking dog. You got to feed it in the meantime, looking for buyers. Someone who's got that much money to spend on a dog will probably, be looking for it pretty vigilantly. So I'd be like, you got to have your head down while you're trying to get rid of this dog. It's probably biting you, doesn't like you. So just give it back, Tom.
Give it back.
Just give it back.
That's all they want. Give the people what they want.
The dog.
Well, yeah.
Well, that's what she did.
Yes.
Well, I know that one of their stories is true, so it's a 50-50 for me. So I'll let you chime in first.
No, don't you play that bullshit. I'm pretty sure we all know which one's real. So you spoke first. You put yours in first, mate.
Put your iron in the fire.
Put your iron in the fire. Don't you bloody try and handball it to me. Bloody, I don't want to touch it.
Okay.
You know, I don't want to touch that
He's-
sloppy ball. You just handballed me. Oh, it's gross.
He's playing Test cricket here. He's just blocking all the way.
Yep, that's me. And then I eventually get out on a leg spinner. All right. Well, I'm again going to stab because out of the 50-50, I don't really know. I'm going to guess at number 2.
Okay.
I reckon Dan should go.
Dan
I know
knows
which
it.
one it is, so I think you should go.
Oh, Dan knows both stories, he said. Did
Yeah.
He? All right.
Yep.
All right. Well, I'm a 50-50 as well. So I'm going to go number 3 because why not? Be different to Ash. What we got here, Dan?
The Furphy is number 3.
Wow.
Hang on.
Hang on.
Man knows his Sky News. Yes. No, my Furphy was about the woman travelling on the bus, spotting the dog, because apparently the other 2 stories are true. I heard about this from my partner who had seen the TikTok and thought it was insane. So I actually looked up where I could find this news story for it. And it just happened to be the least trusted news website on the internet.
Now,
The Daily Mail?
Fox News?
The Bugle? Nah,
I
Sky
also
News.
actually just thought about that plane one that they wouldn't actually have been allowed to land without a passenger in their seat wearing their seatbelt. But
Yeah.
I
Maybe
guess
they
they just
just-
did it anyway.
in those conditions, I guess it's like, you know what, fuck it. You stay in the toilet then, mate.
You just get a broken nose from a rough landing.
Maybe they had a seatbelt in the pooper, you don't know.
They just slid one under the door for her.
It's probably not a silly
Just some-
idea, putting a seatbelt
Just some
for the
gaffer
toilet.
tape. Just tape yourself to the wall.
That's what I would do.
All right. Who's up next?
I want Dan to go next. I want everyone to go in front of me. I'm at the
Dan
end.
already went.
You want me to go again?
I want Ash to go. I'm at the end of this conga line. I don't know who's in front of me. I'm just fucking here for the party, boys. All right.
But also
Okay.
Ash didn't get to record, so maybe that means you should go first. Drew.
What?
I didn't get to what?
Yeah, didn't get to record.
You didn't forget to record.
Oh, forget.
Oh, forget to record. I only
Ooh.
heard get. It's like I didn't get to record what?
But what did he maybe do?
Well, a bit of behind the scenes for the podcast guys, but you know, none of you guys have to record your audio. I can make all of you bastards record your own audio. So don't you fucking start here, Dan. You get up Audacity right now. You start recording your own voice, all right, man?
Don't worry, Drew. I'll go next. And now mine.
Fucking
is,
damn straight, boys. You're getting me very riled up here. I'm getting a bit grumpy at the bar. I'm going to smash someone with the pool cue at the moment.
Mine I did on the bus on the way back from work to the site camp. So I did them very quickly. I basically went for the first stories I found, and I made one up so fast. It's probably going to be very guessable, and you might have seen these stories when you picked yours because they were like right at the top.
Yeah.
Okay.
All good.
Story number 1. Locals furious as council announces plans to cut down a much-loved tree.
Oh.
And story number 2. 3 cats have outmaneuvered their 2 humans to hold a blender hostage for weeks. And story number 3. King of West African tribe returns to gardening job in Canada.
All right. Let's see,
Right, any-
let's see more.
Thoughts so far? Do you guys know any of them?
No, and I love them all.
Yeah, I actually don't know any of them. So
Lucky me.
Ash's bus
I don't know
trip
how I pulled that off.
was very prosperous.
Okay, so story number 1. The local residents of Aiken and surrounding suburb in Maine's capital, Augusta, have denounced Mayor Mark O'Brien's announcement that the council will soon be contracting a local tree lopping business to cut down popular tree colloquially known as Treebeard. The tree gets its name from the Lord of the Rings living tree character, as it closely resembles one of the series' Ent characters.
What did you call me?
Characters? Story number 2. Jessica Gerson Neves and her wife, Nikki, are really looking forward to using their new Vitamix blender to whip up smoothies and soups. There's just one problem. They can't actually unpack it. The cardboard box has become the site of a week-long turf war between the couple and their 3 cats, in a saga that has garnered thousands of invested followers on social media. And story number 3. The king of a West African tribe has returned to Canada to resume his job as a gardener, in order to raise money to provide healthcare to his new subjects. Eric Manu became royalty when his 67-old uncle Dat passed away last year.
Right. Yeah, you've done very well with these, Ash. You come out saying like, oh, just whatever. You got boys are gonna know it, but I got no idea. Have you guys read these on your travels?
I have not read them on my travels, but I know that
I
first
also-
one seemed very, very plausible. So,
I also employ the tactic of keeping the information short and sweet.
Yeah, don't give us
I
too
feel
much
like the more you
information.
put in, the more it can give away.
This is true.
my first thought was number 2, but now I'm thinking number 3. I can't put my finger on why exactly that is.
I'm going to level with you guys. I think it might be number 1 because Ash is a Lord of the Rings fan.
Oh,
And I feel like that is something that he would do. Or it
I'm
could be the
not-
double bluff. I'm going to
See,
go
I
with
didn't
number
think
1.
it would be number 1 because I seem to remember when I told a Furphy from South Africa about locals protesting a certain half-finished freeway that it was told that it was the equivalent of a grandma falling over. So it reminds me of that.
Oh, grandma loses walking frame.
grandma gets a walking stick nudged, falls over a little.
Grandma falls over, protests cutting down tree beard.
What?
That was the Furphy. She actually completely fell over.
Oh.
You guys are so stupid.
What was your second story? First story.
That was the council cutting down the tree.
Because
I just
when Tom said that, your face made an expression where
I was just laughing at Tom pointing out the fact that I like Lord of the Rings.
Oh, okay.
Hey, we all do. It's not a targeted thing, but I just
no.
feel like that. You're a little bit cutesy when you drop your little hints.
Well, I'll go with number 1 then.
I feel like number 2 is so plausible because people would just not move their cats because it would get them views on social media, and I'm like, yeah, clearly if they're making soups and smoothies, they're to just move your cats. You got a blender for Christmas, use it.
Put on some boots and just stomp up to it. You'll be all right.
Have you ever tried to move a territorial cat?
Yeah,
No, I
I
haven't.
use a spray gun with some water in it. It's attached to a high pressure hose, but it's fine.
It's attached to a bottle of gasoline. I always keep a lighter handy.
Fire safety first, guys.
What are your thoughts, Drew?
Yeah, I don't really know. I think it's I'm keen to just go number 1 just because of Ash's expression, but don't know. Might be wrong. Ash might be playing us like a fucking fiddle.
You know what? I'm gonna look in number 1 as well.
Oh, I've dragged everyone down. I'm so
Uh,
sorry, guys.
Has it worked?
Well, I don't know how to play the fiddle because number 1 is the Furphy.
Well done.
Tom has played you for a fool.
No, I've played myself for a fool. I got to
We,
stop doing things that I personally find interesting because Tom knows everything that I find interesting.
So what was the name of that story? Even though it was a Furphy?
It was just locals furious. Council announces plans to cut down much loved tree.
Okay.
Everyone say hi to Tom's partner.
Hi, Tom's
Hi,
partner.
Megan.
She gave me a very unapproving look, like, what are you doing, boy?
Why are those three men also in our bedroom? No, honey, this is just a computer.
Hey, the internet, we can transfer information.
That's why they call it the internet, the information superhighway.
It's wonderful stuff. All right, boys.
Speaking of transferring information,
Oh, what's that, Dan? After I've already moved this on, what was that?
I was just going to segue us to your stories.
Oh, well, thank you, Dan.
I think the Furphy is man presses record button.
Yeah, well, actually, guys, I got to tell you something. We're 46 minutes in. I actually ran out of memory on the SD card.
I'm going to bed.
Sorry, guys.
Don't apologise. I'm stupid all the time.
Don't be sorry, just be better.
You've only been stupid once in your life, and that's allowing me on this
Did that
show.
actually happen?
No. All right,
Well, thank God for that.
let's get up these stories on my slate.
Really fucking hot in here now. I'm just going to turn my aircon
Jeez.
back on.
You were that nervous for your stories, but he's getting hot and sweaty. But Tom's picked his story, so now he's getting hot and sweaty. He's got to turn his aircon, wipe off the sweat, and he's back. Hello, Ash.
Oh, I am wiping off the sweat. You can see my aircon turned on?
Everyone
Yes.
loves a little bit of mining chin sweat every now and then.
All right. So story number one, guys. California twins born 15 minutes apart and end up having separate birthdays in different years after being born around New Year's Day. Story number two. Small cow gets ran over as the tree gets cut down, and someone also returns a dog.
What?
What? That sounds like the news story on Hot Rod that's playing in the background when it's like the dog walked itself home, ate a pizza, and took a nap. On to other news now.
Tom's just dying.
And scene.
And story.
What, you wanted to go last?
Maybe. And story number three: mafia fugitive arrested after being spotted on Google Street View in Spain. So, all right. Bit of
Lock one in now, please.
So, story number one: twins with different birthdays are rare, with some estimates suggesting the chance of them being born in different years are around 1 in 2 million. Wow. Story number two: a small cow got ran over, and the tree from an earthquake actually. It fell down onto the cow, and but right next to the cow was also a dog, but the dog got returned to the owner, and the owner was known as Trixie O'Malley, who quite enjoyed getting her dog back and not getting attacked by the tree. But unfortunately, the cow's owner now will go hungry for the next 4 months as they're about to butcher it, but now it is just mush. So it's gone to the jelly factory. Instead.
Is this a small cow from Bangladesh?
Yeah, is this the small cow from Bangladesh? And was that dog that was returned to its owner given a $15,000 reward for doing it?
No.
And was the tree cut down by the council?
Name tree beard.
I'm seeing a pattern here, Drew.
Right. Yeah, I don't see any patterns there, boys. And the mafia fugitive, it's just someone who was spotted on Google Street View, and their Facebook account also lined up lined up a scar on his face, which are able to identify them in Spain using Google Street View. So pretty unfortunate for him. I don't know why, if he's on the run, probably don't have a Facebook account to identify yourself, but it is what it is, boys. All right. Do we have any idea what it might be?
Well,
No clue at all.
I can
None
now see why
whatsoever.
you wanted to go last, because that is one hell of a Frankenstein news article just there.
For the sake of
You've just
diversity, I'm going to
sewn
lock in
together
number
all
one.
of our news stories.
All right, number 1 for Tom. Yep.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with number 3.
Yep.
I'm going to go number 4.
Number 4. Yep. 2 each, mate.
Number... I'll take option B, please.
Well, okay. Well, Dan, you got it right then if you want B, because technically A, B, C. There you go. There it is. Well, yes, you'll be surprised, but that did not happen. I just... I know you haven't figured it out yet, but I just took headlines from your stories, put them together. Where, it is what it is. I thought I'll
When you
make
asked
you laugh a
me
little
what-
bit at the end.
Yeah, it made me laugh.
It
quite
worked.
a lot. When you asked what my story was, and I saw you like writing it down, I thought it was going to be so that you had it for like the title of the podcast or something.
That is what I usually do, to be fair. I usually do write them down just so I can look at it after and be like, all right, what am I going to pull from to put in the show notes and stuff? But today, didn't even do that. So
Oh, I just love how ad-libbed it was. It was just...
look,
it was
I like you
incredible.
guys.
It was
I'm actually a mate here, guys. I'm not trying to trick you. I'm just here for a bit of a laugh. All right. So
Yeah,
can't
well, I'm
teach
not.
that.
I want to fool.
you can't teach that. No, you don't learn that in school, Tom. You don't. You got to learn respect just from the heart.
That's right.
And unfortunately,
We don't have it.
no. Sorry, boys. All right, so that brings us to the end of the show, guys. It's good podcasting with you again. It feels weird sitting here and talking to a microphone again. Got to get used to it a little bit. But, how do you guys feel after a month or so not podcasting, getting back on the microphone? Ash is
Good to get back.
in his third ISO, doing podcasting. Dan's in his nuclear fissions buddy laboratory, and Tom's in his
So that big
bedroom.
quote there is something's actually gone wrong with the fission, so it's leaking through the roof.
It's leaking through the top of the door. Your nuclear is leaking.
That's usually what people say to South Korea, but that's fine. Or North
South
Korea. North Korea.
If it's leaked
No,
that far,
they're-
then that's an issue.
They're only leaking K-pop.
All right,
Alright,
I
gentlemen.
would say something bad about BTS, but I don't want to get attacked by a horde of angry Twitter followers. So
I'm a big fan
All
now after they've done that collab with Coldplay. So don't you, buddy, say anything bad, mate.
Yes.
yes,
Yes.
BTS.
Do you think they're good at
definitely
StarCraft?
Oh, it would have to be. Oh, God.
Oh
I
dear.
think that, because I don't know if it still is, but I know at one point StarCraft was South Korea's national sport. Do you think that, how kids here grow up playing, AFL or football, soccer, whatever you want to call it, tennis and stuff, they just grow up playing StarCraft? And,
They might.
is that
I don't know.
what goes on there? That's an interesting thought. I've never thought about that until this very moment.
It's definitely a lot more
Do they have
likely there.
teams and coaches and stuff? And they have little leagues like Auskick, but for StarCraft? These are questions I need answers to. I will do research and I'll get back to you guys on this next recording.
Please do.
Next
Please
week,
do.
Ash is going to be recording from South Korea.
Or I'll be redacted. No, that's North Korea. Don't worry, I'll be fine.
All right. Well, hopefully you'll be all right, Ash. You'll just have to go to work and go down a big long hole and stay there for a bit. I don't know.
And dig up some minerals.
I did a service on a long hole yesterday because that's actually a type of drill, funnily enough.
Yeah, you did. Nice.
Yeah, that in hindsight, I did a service on a long hole. Sounds innuendo-y as hell. Okay, that's enough from me.
There's the wet mess at the end of the bed.
That was a pre-podcast joke. You're not allowed to do that.
So
Breaking the fourth wall.
This year, guys, I don't know. I don't think we're going to get the rep sponsorship. But every now and again, the rep is actually quite funny. Every now and again, he takes off the Furphy stubby lids, passes them my way. They got a bit of a pub trivia on them, which is this one's a doozy, guys. So the one on this lid says, "I went to a busy pub dressed as a tennis ball. I got served straight away."
I like that.
That's
I like that.
I'm going to head out now.
It's the dads that appreciate that.
We appreciate it.
I like it.
Very, very topical at the moment as well.
It is.
Yeah, Novaks for Novaks.
Novak got served.
You did.
Ooh.
Novak got served back
I
to
also
Serbia.
that's like another thing that I just like. I like tennis, it's fine, but I just really don't care about the Novak Djokovic story.
I just like the memes that come out of it.
Yeah, the memes it's been a gold mine for memes and they've been very funny, but apart from that, I don't care about it.
Yes, he's a bit of a silly bugger, but we'll talk about that next week. Maybe. Hopefully not. All right, boys.
Next
I'll
week,
catch you
we're
later.
going to be a dedicated StarCraft and Australian Open podcast, and I will see you then.
Sounds fun. See you guys.
Bye.
Crackin Furphys is lovingly crafted and recorded in the southeast of South Australia. The show is produced and hosted by me, Drew Agnew, and my co-hosts are Ash Wallace, Daniel Treadray, and Thomas McRobert. If you enjoy my work here as well as on my other podcasts, The House of Mario, Encore at The House of Mario, and A Drew Story, help spread the word by sharing us with a mate or leaving a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. If you would like to show further support and help me achieve my goal of freeing up one working day a week to spend more time refining and creating podcasts, please consider checking out patreon.com/idruby, where for only $1 you get access to my secret recordings where I share everything behind the scenes. A big thank you to the legend DJ for supporting the content at the podcast producer level on Patreon. From the bottom of my heart, thank you.